not just that you're sending out worksheets to your students, you are there providing the scaffolds and the supports for them to work hands-on almost in a sense and visually for your students. So now they can come click on one of these, hit delete. That would be what they would put in this here. And it's not necessarily giving them any kind of answers, it's just scaffolding and helping them. One of my questions to them in small group would be, okay, how many days does it take for him to eat? And kind of like prompt them to answer these. So that's what these visuals are doing, so that they can see on day 1 he ate 3 bowls of cereal. So doing this, they're going to see that in 8 days he ate 24 bowls of cereal. Hey guys, welcome back to the Math Dojo. I'm Michelle. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a middle school math teacher from Los Angeles. Now, I know what you're thinking already. You can see my light in the reflection of my glasses, so I'm going to do something that I have never done. I'm joking. So here we go. You guys ready? Taking them off just for you. All right. So with that out of the way,
it really bothers me when I can't see crisp and clear. I'm somebody who sometimes sleeps in my contacts, and when I say sometimes, I mean most of the time. Because when I wake up in the middle of the night, or when I wake up in the morning and open my eyes and I can't see what's across the room, that freaks me out a little bit. So just a little insight to my weirdness up in here. But
let's go ahead and jump into this video. Today we are going to show you how to take all of your wonderful physical copies, and I'm going to show you how to make them so engaging that your students are going to love them. So we're going to do some test prep practice, we're going to do some fun engaging word problems, and even your own curriculum. So the curriculum that your school gets for you, we do iReady at our school, but just having those physical copies turned into digital but engaging worksheets. Stay tuned to the end of this video as well, because I have some news for the next video that you're not going to want to miss. So if you guys are ready to learn how to make the most engaging lessons online from your raw physical materials that you paid so much money for, let's go ahead and get this thing started. All right, let's get into it. Alright, so we're starting with the curriculum here, and I already pulled the pages out that we're going to use. So I'm starting in my phone, the Notes app. I'm going to hit the bottom to make a new note, and I'm going to hit that camera button and hit Scan Documents. So now the camera will pull up, and I just have to back up the camera so it gets that document scanned, and there it goes, and it's saved into my phone now, and it says ready for new scan. So I'm going to just flip the page here. You see those yellow boxes. It's trying to scan that document. We don't want it to scan. Oh, it just took another scan. That's fine. We can delete that before we input into our drive, but I'm just backing up again, and since it's a perfect 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, it's going to scan, there you go, that document. And we have one more to go, and there's a little coffee stain right there. Or the water from the coffee stain, I should say. Alright, so the third one is in, and now I'm just going to go ahead and look at those. I'm going to delete this one that we don't want, and then I'm going to, well, you can rotate it if you want. You can edit it if you want in this before you put it into your drive, but you just click on the you can click on the top where it says share, click on your Google Drive. Then from here you can rename it. Anything that you like, you can just click on the name and it'll change that for you, and then you just click share, and then it's in your Google Drive. Okay, so we're going to show you what would happen if it was in a book and you didn't have the pages pulled out and it wasn't a perfect 8.5 by 11. So same thing, starting in my Notes app, scan my document, and I'm going to bring my camera back, and it's going to have those little yellow boxes. It's trying to scan it, and this is what it's going to give me. Now I have these little adjusting circles that I'm going to bring in and adjust and tell my phone what I want it to scan. So this is, again, if you have your papers in a book and if you don't want to rip them out, this is one way that you can go. So once it is to where I like it, I'm going to keep the scan, and I can add a note. This is where I can adjust it or edit it. If I hit the crop button, it can take me back to this and I can adjust it some more if I don't like the scan. And then I'm just going to hit done once I like it. And again, here is where you would click share it to your Google Drive. Change the title if you would like, and then once you like it, you hit upload and it's in your drive. In Google Slides, and I've already made kind of like a little template for the cover page and set my background to this gradient color here. So that's what we did already, and I'm going to go into my Google Drive and take some screenshots. This is the file that we had already, so Command Shift 4. I'm going to take a screenshot just of the directions there, as well as my step 1. And I'm going to come back over here. You insert an image from your computer, and there's that. I'm going to make a border, and then I always instruct my students, if they can't see, to zoom in, and then to go back they just hit zoom to fit. But a way to make this more fun and more engaging, we're going to insert an image from the web, and we are looking at sweaters. So in the problem, Ice Cube and Nicki Minaj are teaming together to launch these new line of hoodie sweatshirts and for urban technology lovers. And they have some earbuds instead of drawstrings, and some might have cell phone rechargers built into the sleeves. So they're saying that for female sweaters, just the base pay without the technology is $5 per female and $7 per male, and they're only able to spend $70 for the samples. So that's kind of the basis of the problem. I put hip hop sweaters first, and the only one I saw was this one. So we're actually going to insert that one, and the second sweater that I wanted to pick was this one. This is not a sweater, so I'm going to double click. When you double click on an image, it'll let you crop it. So this is going to be my image. I'm going to put it on the outside here, make it a little bit smaller, because what they're going to do with these images is they're actually going to click and drag them on the slide to form different combinations to get to the $70, right? So I'm going to copy and paste this a bunch of times. Once you do that, you're going to select all by clicking and dragging across. Right click and align vertically in the middle. Again, right click and align horizontally in the center. Now it looks like you have one sweater, but you don't. You have a lot. So now when they click and drag, okay, they can put as many on here as they want in different combinations. So I'm going to do the same thing to this sweater here. I have to scoot those over. I didn't think about that. So right click, align, and align. All right. So now we can move all our things back. All right, that's fine. So now we need to label these guys. So $6 boys, just make sure it's centered, and then copy and paste that here. And we have $5 girls sweaters. So before I copied and pasted them all, so that when they do this, you could have put the number on the actual sweater, so when they move they can still count them all. For your students who need that extra support, you can create a kind of like a number line over here. Okay, so you can also, let's do shapes. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing as before, but this time you want a whole bunch of them, because these are going to act like as counters for your students. All right, so they can use these as little counters, delete those. But yeah, just give your students the scaffolds they need. There's a bunch of scaffolds that you can give your kids. And then I would go through and put question number 2, and I would do the same thing for step 3 and step 4 and step 5. Again, this is not something that is like revolutionary. This is just a way that you can take your books and the stuff that you already have, the resources that you already paid for and bought and that you spent a lot of time and money on. This is just a way that you can make it digitally but also engaging. Okay, so it's not just that you're sending out worksheets to your students, you are there providing the scaffolds and the supports for them to work hands-on, almost in a sense, and visually for your students. For example, they would have 6, 12, 17, 22, right? So they would do this pattern until they got to 70, and they would say, okay, I have 5 boy sweaters and 6 girl sweaters, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope you liked it and you got inspiration to come up with something with your materials. And yeah, if you liked it, give the video a like, and I'll see you guys right now. Okay, so this was the one from my curriculum. This was the game that they were going to play. Basically what I did here was I created a background image so the students can't move around these directions. The only thing they can do is click on the question marks and change their answers here. So they're not going to mess up too much. Oops, like I just did, Control Z. So here's the game here. And these are the screenshots, my coffee. Water stain there, but I want to show you how to make this for your students in case they don't have printers at home, because about 5% of our students probably have printers at home, which is a stretch, I guess. So I'm going to insert this image from my computer. It is a screenshot. Now I am going to download this image as a PNG. I'm going to put that image onto my desktop. I'm going to go to this new slide. I'm going to change my background, choose image, browse, and I'm going to get that image that I just downloaded. So now it's a background image on, so I'm going to click done. Now they can't move anything around. They can click all over and they can't move anything around here. So if your students have a printer, then they can print this out and play the game, and that's all fine and dandy. Okay, I'm going to delete this slide. But if they don't have a printer, what you can do, and we'll add a text box on the side here for directions, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So, okay, so I'm gonna get a square, and I'm gonna put a square over here, and you can make it any color you want. You can make it super fun and make it colorful. So I'm going to copy and paste this shape so that each one of my shapes are covered. And again, like I said, why not make it colorful so that when your students see this, they are going to feel happy. So now that they're all lined up, you could make them a different color. I'm going to leave them for the sake of time, but I'm going to now type in the directions, click on one of the colored boxes, and hit the delete button. This will give you a greater than. So now they can come, click on one of these, hit delete. That would be what they would put in this here. And you would do the same thing with numbers. So you don't have the number die. So you can insert a 5x5 table. And you can do a 4x4. It's really up to you. And then I'm going to put numbers 1 through 6. Again, do the same thing where you would cover with a different shape. Okay, so copy, paste that here, and let your red lines that appear, as I'm saying that there, mine are coming out crooked. It helps too if you make them different colors right away, because then you can kind of see where your mistakes are. Let's just make these all bright. That's one thing. If you don't know me, I love me some bright colors. I love me some bright colors. Alright, so let's go ahead and select all. You can always flip this around. There we go. And then copy paste that one and put it there. Copy paste this one. Put it there. Just so it looks like you tried to make each one. And then yeah, you can go through and change these because obviously those are going to be different. Just go ahead and make every other one purple. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. I mean, this is one way that you can make math more engaging, make math more fun for your students, and it's something more than just giving them the worksheet. I so want to reiterate that over and over again because that is where students fall off. It's like they are having trouble with the math, they're struggling, they don't want to say anything, they have no support at home. So just give them the supports, make it fun, make it engaging, use the things that you already have. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, you don't have to spend extra money, and just take it one step at a time. You guys are wonderful, you're amazing creators, you're so smart and intelligent and creative, and you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So Alright, so for this one here, it was the one from our test prep book, and it says John eats a bowl of cereal for 3 out of his 4 meals each day. He finishes 2 gallons of milk in 8 days. How much milk does he use for 1 bowl of cereal? So this is like a unit rate ratio type of problem. I want them to be able to see the different days, and I want them to take the key words from the problem and remember them visually here. It's not necessarily giving them any kind of answers, it's just scaffolding and helping them. If I were in person, I would maybe question, and one of my questions to them in small group would be, okay, how many days does it take for him to eat? And kind of like prompt them to answer these. So that's what these visuals are doing, and that's what you want these visuals to do. Again, don't feel like you're giving too much away. As they get better and better at word problems, you can do less and less, but for now, do as much as you can, because you're not there in front of them, you're not there with them, sitting next to them, so they need to have those scaffolds to do these problems on their own. So now they can see, okay, there's 8 days. He does 3 out of his 4, so I would even maybe insert a row, okay, and then make this whole thing a little bit smaller. Okay, so that way they can see, oops, come on. That way they can see that in day 1, there's 4 meals. Okay, so you might even want to put a text box on the side here that says meal number 1, meal number 2, so that they can see, okay, he ate on day 1, he ate 3 cereals, or 3 bowls of cereal. Okay, on day 2, he ate. So doing this, they're going to see that in 8 days, he ate 24 bowls of cereal. And he used 2 gallons of milk for those 24 bowls of cereal. So you can even go back and give them an equation, set up an equation. Okay, so this is how many bowls of cereal over, you can draw a line, and you can say, okay, how many bowls of cereal over how many bowls or how many gallons of milk. And so they can write an equation there for you, and you can include the text boxes, or you can say double click in the shapes to write, and then you can label this cereal and you can label this milk. So have those scaffolds for them. It's so important to do this. So this is just one of the questions in the test prep. I'm not going to do all of them. I just want to show you how to make these physical copies more engaging and fun for your students. So this is how to take those test prep questions of just plain simple word problems, and instead of just giving them the worksheets and them seeing it and having no idea how to start it, having no idea what to do, and then kind of giving up on math and having negative thoughts on math. So you're giving them the start. Like I said, don't feel like you're giving too much away. So I hope you guys learned something from these 3 examples. Let me know down in the comments which ones you're excited to use, and I will see you guys in a little bit. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. I am excited for this new year. Please share this out with any teacher, friends, or family, or anyone, not just teachers, that you guys have in your lives that can benefit from a video like this. So we have some really good content coming up. I know that you guys have been stuck at home a lot more lately with your kids, your families, and a lot of your things that you had around your house have gotten old or like outdated. Not outdated, but you know, there's only so many times you can play Trouble. There's only so many times you can take out a deck of cards and play the same, like Go Fish or Crazy Eights or whatever it may be. And I know that you guys don't have time always as a busy mom, working professional, dad, anyone out there that's watching this video. I know you guys don't always have time, because trust me, I have a hard time finding time in the day to do what I need to do. So that is where I'm going to come in and help you guys. So in the next video, I'm going to show you guys a series of games and just educational but so fun games that I play at home with my kids, and you have no idea how excited I am, because my son, he said, do you play this with your kids at school? Because it was a math game, and I was like, you know what? I don't. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, oh my God, we have so many math related games, but I never knew because they're just fun. Like they're so much fun. So stay tuned for that. I cannot wait for you guys to see that. I'm going to try to get it filmed and edited and up for you guys as fast as I can. But like I said, I'm a super busy mom. If you guys have any tips for me to be more productive with children, I have a 1.5-year-old that's like attached to my leg, and then I have a 6-year-old that's like amazing and independent, but you know, he still needs to be cuddled and loved. And yeah, so with that being said, I hope you guys learned a lot from this video, and I hope you're as excited as I am for the next video. Go ahead and check out these 2 videos right here if you guys want to see any of my other content. As always, go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day that you have left and do something great. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!